This was the kicker. Now we're celebrating, and now we're bringing back Columbus Day exclusively. They made a thing where they had the Indigenous Day / Columbus Day, but now we don't want Columbus Day to be mixed with Indigenous Day. We just want that alone. What Don does is lifts up the white man. I noticed that he lifts the white man up. Family, good family. Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you at. It's your man, James Mack, coming back to you with some very important conversation. So this not gonna take long. I want you to go ahead and take a seat, you know what I'm saying? Get something to drink. I'm gonna be taking about 5 or 10 minutes of your time because we need to talk about some things. Now, it has come to my attention that we've been fooled. A lot of you all been bamboozled. A lot of you already knew what was gonna happen, you know, but I feel like we have been betrayed. I feel like we got a wolf in sheep clothing in Washington right now. And you know who I'm talking to, the big guy, DT, you know what I'm saying, Don. I'm gonna just leave it at that because the last time I got explicit with my content or told the truth, I feel like we got shadow banned. We was on the way, we was getting big views, and then all of a sudden when I started telling the truth, the views went all the way down, and it was crazy. But I can't help to do me. I told you in another video, the most powerful thing you could do is be you. And on this broadcast, on this here YouTube, I don't want to do it if I can't be real and be myself. So let's go ahead and get right into this video because I think that we have a problem and we need to dig deep into the problem to figure out not only to recognize the problem, but kind of see what the solution is, which is, you know what I mean, it's going to take some work. But anyway, let's get right into the video. Now, it was a lot of speculation that Big Don was racist. A lot of people said, you know, even, let me go back because this is very important. And this is something that I didn't really pay a lot of attention to, but was they right about this? When they said this thing, that Don would be the last president that we would have. I think Oprah Winfrey, she went into tears. Miss Obama went into tears, telling us that this was not the right person to have at the head of the United States of America. And a lot of us, you know, a lot of you all didn't believe them. A lot of you all, you know what I mean, thought that maybe they were just trying to pull our, you know what I mean, coattail or pull the rug from under our feet so we can get the other lady in there. I don't want to say too many names because, you know what I mean, the name drop and get you banned. But anyway, even she was screaming that he was, you know what I'm saying, racist and things like that. A lot of people wanted to give this man the benefit of the doubt and get him in there. I've seen a lot on, you know, TV saying, you know, and YouTube saying that, hey, that's not the case. You're the best guy for the job, and this, that, and the other. Let's examine some of this right now, presently, and take a clear look at it. Taking Rosa Parks and Harriet Tubman memorabilia and stuff like that, erasing that off the websites of the National History or the National Parks Museum, things of that nature. That's kind of a deep situation. But something even worse didn't happen, you know, and I'm gonna get into that in just a minute, but I want to say this. What I notice is when Don in office, it sparks something in racist individuals. They get a power, you know, or they get a sense of entitlement, and they start to stand up and rightfully reclaim that energy that may have been suppressed in the past. They reclaim that energy when he's in office and start to stand up against us and other people of color. We've been noticing that more and more and more. And what happened was, I noticed is that when he did the whole DEI situation, he lit a fire under a lot of people that was in power, and they were secretly racist or racist with a pen. They became outwardly racist and they started erasing all type of history, the Tuskegee Airmen, the all type of history, anything they could find. We're not celebrating Black History Month at the DOD. Whatever they can do to erase these Black achievements, they just start doing it left and right, quickly, fast. Not only that, they start uplifting white achievements. You know, now we celebrate, you know, the month after Black History Month is now the National Irish American Month. You know what I mean? Let's get real. But this last one was the kicker, and this last one is what made me make this video. You take, or you sign a national order to take all of the, or most of all of the Black history memorabilia from the 60s and 70s and the Civil Rights Movement from Washington's Smithsonian Museum. You signed an order to take all of the Black history memorabilia from the Civil Rights era out of the biggest museum in the United States, the most important museum in the United States, the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., and have it, quote unquote, given back to the people who gave it to, or the people it was extracted from, and now you want to give it back. Now we're talking about archives, and we're talking about memorabilia that needs to be, climate control, that needs to be in a safe place, because this is our history. This is the Black civil rights movement, what led to the freedom of the speech that we have right now. This I'm able to talk to you right now because of those people that did those things. What I'm seeing right now is a degradation and a secret war, a silencing of the achievements of all Black people. What I'm seeing right now is a White House that is full of white people. That's only white, and that's all they want is white. What I'm seeing right now is segregation right in our face. So Big Don only has an affinity for athletes and entertainers. But when it comes to our scientists, our lawyers, our doctors, and things like that, Big Don don't recognize them, or they'll be in the White House with him. Shadur Sanders and all these type of things. He would love to speak on that, because these people, with much respect, are not fighting for anything. They're not standing up for anything. They're athletes and entertainers. The Sanders family, they're not really standing for anything. They're kind of self-encapsulated in their own wealth. They're not necessarily reaching back to the community and helping, showing that publicly that they're standing for something. And they even left Jackson State, which I can't comment on that. Deion Sanders had to do what he had to do for his career. But they left that historically Black university and went to, Washington. So they're encapsulated in their own richness, while a lot of Black Americans lost their job in the government or got laid off, are facing a bleak future and just don't know what's going on, because all your monuments and things that you have are being erased. And this was the kicker. Now we're celebrating, and now we're bringing back Columbus Day exclusively. They made a thing where they had the Indigenous Day / Columbus Day. But now we don't want Columbus Day to be mixed with Indigenous Day. We just want that alone. What Don does is lifts up the white man. I noticed that he lifts the white man up. You can see that in the cabinet. You can see that in his excellent picks, his merit-based picks. All these are the smartest white men he knew, right, to put in the cabinet. And there's some of the, some crooks. I can't call them not intelligent, because these people have done things that's very intelligent. So I can't go that far. But when you're sharing secret, highly intelligent information over open VPN lines and open lines, internet lines, and you're sharing missile strikes and these type of things on text message groups, that's not very smart to me personally. You know what I mean? And I know some Black people that could do just a good of job. I mean, fired the one Black general, and he wasn't even supposed to get fired. For everybody that's Black is getting erased. And then you go and try to erase the past and make sure that your kids and your kids' kids have no recollection of what happened to Black people and why they're in the spot that they're in, which we're gonna get better. And I want to get into what we need to do in just a second, so hold on with me. But celebrate Columbus Day, which Columbus was a Spanish explorer that was, they were crooks. These guys came to an indigenous land and gave these folks blankets filled with measles and monkeypox and these type of things, and killed off a lot of these, Indian tribes in the South, here in Jamestown and, South Carolina and things of that nature. Killed these folks off. And not only did they do that, they had the smartest plan to work with the Italians, since that he want to go there and bring these people here with them. They had so much respect for white people. But then they tricked the Black people, with Christianity to come to the New World, pack them folks in them slave ships. And he was one of the first, him and the Mayflower and things of this, was one of the first transporters of Black slaves. See what I'm saying? To bring them into another indigenous population to where they would make these folks work or kill them. And that's who we are supposed to celebrate now, exclusively. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a person that wants to destroy Literally, it may be passive aggressive, but wants to destroy black men and women and lift up the white man. I have to say it. If my channel get whatever it get, ghost ban or whatever, it just do. But somebody got to tell the truth. And I don't care about what people think, what people I know care. I have to speak my truth. And my truth is what I'm seeing is blatant. It's not even blatant. It's a secret racism. It's a war on us. Rent assistance helps a lot of black people out because I don't think people, white people and other people really understand what it is to be black American, what it is to be black American in America. I don't think you understand how the laws have affected our families and to turn around and put us in a situation where we're in today. A lot of us. This is very important to understand because we're not just coming to America for the first time. Our families, our mothers, our forefathers have been here fighting and struggling to have something in a land where people are exclusively trying to suppress you and your culture down to keep you from rising up. Because when America was great, it's in the 50s and 60s when we were rising up, when we were valuing education, when we were valuing family, when the jobs was here in America. And we were some of the ones that benefited from those things. You see what I'm saying? The black man, the black Wall Streets, all these type of places were thriving. What did they do? Burn them down. What did they do? Build highways through most of the black influential places. Charlotte, North Carolina, Columbus, Ohio, Oklahoma City, Texas. Also, you have places like Savannah, Georgia, where they just built a highway right down the middle of one of the most influential African-American communities that it was in the United States. So we have to think about these things. What is going on? Did we get bamboozled? Did we actually get fooled? For those who thought that it was going to be, what it wasn't. When people say, Don is a racist and these type of things, what is going on? What are we seeing here with Letitia James and this type of going back and forth in this fight? She tried to end Trump. Now Trump is turning around trying to end her. And I don't want to get into that because I don't really know the specifics of what she did on her part with her mortgage firm. But, you got to watch that. If you got dirt, you can't really try to, bury somebody else. But anyway, that's not what I'm here for. We have to stand up as a people and call out what we call out and start to demand our stuff. I don't hear anybody. I do hear Reverend Sharpton demanding, some things. I'm demanding that we get together and start to talk amongst online, amongst these chat rooms. We got to start making some chatter, and better yet, I like what's going on with Target. And we may have to do that with more and more stores to show them that we're not playing. But with this whole Made in America push, we need to fit right on in there. We need to start making things in America. Black people, we need to start getting our own communities again. We need to start building our own houses. We need to start being self-sufficient because it's obvious what's going on. They're trying to erase the black man. And I've been saying it. You look on my channel, I've been saying the same thing for the longest. My message is consistent. It is. My message is consistent, So I just want y'all to wake up. I think that a lot of y'all been fooled. I think that it's a lot of people laughing in other black people's faces because they thought that Don was going to be okay. But Don ain't got no love for the black and brown people. Don loved white people. Don cherished white people, Russian people, these type of individuals. Don loved you athletes. Don love you people that really don't matter respectively when it comes to make any decisions. You entertainers, you rappers, Don love y'all because he know you're not a threat. But Don don't love the really smart individuals that really can come about with social change. Don getting rid of those people. Don trying to move those people as far away from Washington as he possibly can. And we thought that Biden was bad. Biden didn't know what was going on. I think he just had a bunch of black folks in the White House that probably had a whole nother agenda that was mixed up with the LGBTQ thing. That was all mixed up. So it really didn't have no real direction. But now that we look at it back, it probably helped us out a little bit more than we thought it did. I don't know. I'm asking you, leave something in the chat. Did it? Or did it not? I'm gonna get up off this little video because I don't want to do these videos for a long time right here. This is coming from the heart. We see what's happening. The other people that he put in position and how they're just taking that racist, Jim Crow type feeling And you can see it when you watch the interviews. You can see, you know, that anger, that white anger of what I used to watch, like when I documentaries and stuff on Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, when those white men had that internal anger for black people. I'm seeing the same thing. Their children's children is now coming, and Trump is allowing them, along with himself, to bring that same anger back. So what do we do now? That's my question to you. How do we handle this? Because that rapping, you know, they're just gonna continue letting y'all do these fight videos, letting y'all do these prank videos. Go ahead, man. That shit don't mean nothing. Do your fight videos, do your prank videos. But that brother that just turned gasoline out of recycled plastic, are you seeing his videos go viral? They're trying to kill that brother. We need to get behind brothers like that, you know, and lift that up. You know, and I'm gonna start something here soon, because we gotta lift up these different brothers, these leaders. Where the leaders at? Come on, leaders, stand up. I know you there. I know you watching this. Promote this. Send it to somebody. Let them see the fire in these eyes. And why we need to all come together now is the time where we unify and we get together. James Mack. Like, subscribe, share. Get ready for the merch. I'm putting it up here shortly. It might be up now. It's the second generation of the Jim Crow era. We're facing Jim Crow all over again. A lot of elders that came to me and told me this feels just like Jim Crow. When Jim Crow started, they was alive then. They said it feels just like Jim Crow. How they started racing everything, getting rid of everything, and they just wanted to be white. You even see now, you know, in Georgia, they put up whites only, black only, faucet, playing, kidding. But when people that really got that racism and that devilment in their heart see that, then they start to look at us in a different type of way. Whites only, black only. Now, I don't even feel comfortable around a lot of white people these days because it's not comfortable. 90% of them was looking at me like, what I'm doing here. And I play golf, I'm on a golf course, they looking at me like, what are you doing here? You don't have any business here. This is America. Leave something in the comments, tap in, let me know if I'm off. You know, I know it's gonna be some white people that's gonna get in the comments. And here's my thing too, and I just wanna say this before I get off. White people are so nasty when it comes to the comment section and when it comes to how they feel about us, talking about us. Every time I'm talking about a video about us and we need together, it's always a white person or white people in the comments going off. They hate the fact that we even are acknowledging our suffering and our pain. They just want us to shut up about it, period. So we can continue going on. I truly believe that really a lot of people would just love for it to go back to slavery. And I'm gonna just leave it there. James Mack, I know it's a passionate video. I have to drop a fire one. I have to build up my fire inside to be able to release these videos. Because I don't just want to give y'all just no video just to be talking. I'm giving you some because it's something I feel and build up in the inside. When I build it up, I gotta give it to you. No matter what the repercussions is, I gotta say what I gotta say. Because who knows, these words might move a nation one day. It's your man, James Mack. Tap in, tune in, let's go.